Howdy Tamers, and welcome to the LostinTranslationmon Digimon podcast. This time we're covering Digimon BeatBreak episode 15, Little Courage. I'm Kobias, and I'm once again joined by Guz. Guz, how are you?
I'm very well despite the heat of the day. I know many people around the world who may be enjoying this podcast or this video, however it is that you have subscribed to enjoy it. You guys have what I know to be the cold. And maybe even some snow. We have none of that.
None of that.
None of that. It is. It's like we put ourselves in a microwave as a nation and went, yeah, nah, that'll do.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, why did the English come to the hottest country? They were like, let's do something different. Let's go this way, and then, like, I mean, the Dutch came here and they're like, too hot. Too much dirt. Let's go back to our windmills and our bicycles. But
yeah, those guys were chill. Like they didn't even do a full colonization. They just landed in Western Australia. For any of those that don't know, and they were just like, yeah, nah, fuck that, peaced out.
Too much
and then
dirt.
Then the Brits landed on the other side, and they went, oh, it's a bit swampy, but nah, that'll do. And we were just like, what are you doing, mate?
Yeah.
Terrible real estate. You don't remember Venice? What the hell?
Yeah, like.
Anyway.
It's only 27 at the moment, so it's not like as hot as it's been, but it's still like it is warm. But in any case, before we get into this week's episode, a brief bit of housekeeping. So next week's episode might be later because we have to record it later, and this is because Guz and I have Digimon TCG Nationals on the Sunday, so we won't be able to watch until after Nats, basically. Yeah. And while the next day is Monday, which is a public holiday in Australia, that's why it is the two main days are day 1 Sunday, day 2 Monday.
Yeah.
It is day 2, but if Guz makes day 2, that means we can't record Monday either. So
well, hold on, if either of us make day 2.
Yeah, but you have a higher chance just because of like.
No. Can I get everybody in the comment section to tell Kobe to freaking believe in himself, please?
I mean, to be fair, like, I was like, you know, I just
mollywopped at Sydney. You went crazy.
I came in like,
okay?
I'll be happy with 1 win, and then I won round 1, and I was like, hey, I won round 1, and then like, I just.
And then you finished 7th.
Yeah, I came 7th out of 130. But
yeah, and I have only finished 10th.
Yeah, but that's still good.
Yes, but let's be real, Kobe. You also got support.
Yeah, but my support isn't legal for Nats. Oh no! Oh, you mean the Beatstick Grangale? Okay, no, I do have Beatstick Grangale now. That is a point.
Yes.
So I won't do terribly because I have Beatstick Grangale, but
yes,
it's still a little bit in a hard spot.
The Himbo Grangale.
Yeah, he just gets bigger. He evolves. He gets big, and then he's like, every time I attack, it's not once per turn. I'm just gonna get even bigger. So love my Beatstick. But in any case, so. We're not sure when we'll be able to record. If we both just completely bomb at Nats, we'll be recording Monday, I assume.
I'll need time.
Unless we're rooting on, rooting on. That's rooting for Gilmon bread, because
look, I know the guy. There's not really enough of him to go around for that type of, let's say, stage production.
But no, because he won Nats last year, but. Yeah, so we'll either be...
He is our current reigning champ.
Yeah, so we'll be like, if he's like, we have to like cheer for him, he'll be like, we'll record around that. But yeah, so a lot of words to say. We don't know when we'll be recording next week's episode, but it will be at some point. But yeah, we'll work that out. But yeah, just a heads up, might be later. The Raw will definitely be later. So yeah. So in any case, there is a little bit of Digimon news, and that is from the BeatBreak side of the TCG. So we got some fuzzy images of the dual tamers, and there's Tomoro and Kyo, which are green-yellow, and Reina and Makoto, which is black-purple. So that kind of says to me that like Tomoro and Gekomon might be green, and since Makoto, I would assume, is purple in this case, or Chiromon is purple, that means that we might not have a purple Gekomon. It's probably going to be green-red, or green and then evolves into green-red.
I will fully assume that every single card for the BeatBreak thing has the potential to have a main color running through it with side colors.
Yeah.
The best deck that I can use to explain this is Millenniumon, because the deck itself is purple, right?
Yep.
Millenniumon.
Yep.
And then you have some red, purple Deltamon, red, purple Chimeras, as well as purple, black Deltamons and purple, black Machidramons and things of that nature. So, like, there's that main color running through it, which would be purple, with some other things on the side there, just to make searching difficult because Bandai hates me.
Yeah, at least they have the split color trainings and boosts.
Yeah, but that's all right.
Yeah.
We work around those because they're actually more of a hindrance than Millenniumon.
Yeah,
but that's all right.
That is true. Yeah. But yeah, so that is just something I wanted to mention because we have mentioned a few times what colours Gekomon could be in the TCG. But in any case, on to this week's episode of BeatBreak, a quick synopsis. So the Mushroom Gang are back to the delight of Guz.
Baby.
Yeah, the leader, immediately when I saw it, I was like, Guz is gonna be happy.
I saw them and frame one, I was like, it's the boys. We're back in town. Let's go.
The boys are back. So the leader of the Mushroom Gang wants revenge on Glowing Dawn because he blames them for basically all the misery that they've gone through. They got kicked out of the area. They can't be the cleaners of the Bay Area anymore. Shamblemon died because Hayamon bit through it. They're just kind of mad at Glowing Dawn. So after putting the fear of a clip show into my heart, he spawns a new Digimon by touching his Sabotama when he's talking about all his revenge and all his hatred and his desire for revenge, and ends up being a red Vegemon. We do get flashes of it evolving up, and it does become Mushroomon, but instead of Shamblemon, it becomes the red Vegemon. So, meanwhile, one of the baby Digimon is fearful, but Pristimon inspires the Poyamon with words of bravery, and this is stuff that Reina has said to them before. And this was back before she gave herself the protagonist dye job. That was interesting to note that she is confirmed to not be assigned protagonist at birth. She has just normal colored light brown hair naturally, so she gave herself that dye job. So it's not a pro tag. Yeah.
For anybody who may be confused, we are talking about that sort of fire color that's at the back of her sort of hair in pretty much every other frame where you can see the red coating for her having the red color for her Digitama, Sapotama Power, whatever it is. So that's where that is, in case you missed it. You missed it.
So I noticed it straight away. I was like, oh my gosh, because the thing is that kind of color scheme as a natural hair color is kind of natural in anime. In Young Hunters.
He nodded with purple hair in a mohawk, yes.
True. In Digimon Cross Wars Young Hunters, the Let Through Time, the main character, the goggle kid, Tagaru, you see his mum and she has the exact same random splotch of red in her hair that he has, so you can kind of assume, they just have protagonist natural hair. Yeah. But genetically assigned protagonist at birth. But in any case, so we get that flashback, and Red Vegemon, meanwhile, has a plan to catch the 3 Digimon and give the Glowing Dawn humans cold heart. They catch Pristimon and Chirrupmon by wrapping them up in the Red Vegemon vines, and then they poison Gekomon and kind of paralyze him and wrap him up in the vines. However, when Red Vegemon is in the process of giving Tomoro the cold heart, the babies are all motivated and they save the day by getting the poison mushroom to go into the red Vegemon's mouth, and then when they try to get the antidote, they headbutt it over to Gekomon, who is able to break free of the vines, which is something that I guess Pristimon and Chirrupmon just decided not to do, or even attempt.
Yeah. I think they don't have the same level of natural physical strength that Gekomon has, because Chirrupmon does all the paralyze echo and flying and stuff. Yeah. He's always shown to he takes a hit, he's kind of out, and Pristy still has kind of guns and does things at range, which I think we only saw when Pristy shot holes through the eel when they thought it was a snake.
Yeah.
So it would make some measure of sense that Gekomon would have that physicality bonus over them, but it does feel kind of sloppy and convenient. So,
it's very much the plot armor of him being. Oh yeah. And also, I guess you could say he's also motivated because Tomoro is in danger.
Yeah.
And they're
he
partners.
gets that adrenaline.
Yeah. So the Red Vegemon de-digivolves to a Gnocchimon, and the Mushroom Gang vow to protect Nirinso. So that's the
Under threat of death.
Under the threat of death from Kyo, yes.
Yeah.
Nirinso, let's move on to discussions and decisions. So what were our highlights this week?
The Mushroom Boys came back.
Yeah, I knew that. I was going to say...
The Mushroom Boys.
Like, I'm not even going to mention it, because I know that that's going to be, like,
I
referenced.
really like that they did not... Not only did they come back a second time, this is actually their well, they came back the first time, sorry. So
Yeah.
This is their third time on screen as characters.
Yep.
Because, again, they are one character, split over 3 dudes. This is the third time of their on screen, second returning, which means that we are not going to be done with any character who is introduced in this series. They are all coming back, and for any of the VOD watchers, this is the gun show. Please look up right now. Thank you, Kobe.
I'm sorry for distracting you.
No, I'm not distracted at all. I'm reliving all of the episode like in a time frame in my mind. Mushroom Boy's coming back. We know that Haruka is going to be coming back, whatever form that takes. She's coming back.
Hope so.
Yeah, right. Like with all those little throwaway characters that we've met, they're all going to be showing back up in some form or fashion if we haven't gotten closure to that yet. So very exciting stuff. We'll have to address we were wrong. This was not the training episode we thought it was. In fact, it was something much better. So I'm very happy with that.
Though I think next week, I guess jumping ahead a tiny bit, I think next week feels like it's going to be a training episode sort of for Reina.
I actually don't think we're going to get quote-unquote training episodes.
It's not okay. It's not going to be training, but it's going to be like
it's like a 2-parter character arc moment.
Yeah, it's going to be an accidentally get stronger because of the plot, but still kind of like training, but for plot reasons, I guess, rather than just like, oh, we have to get stronger. Yeah.
I think that's actually going to help the overall runtime of the whole series, immeasurably. So Mushroom Boy's coming back, Red Vegemon prepping ambushes, because historically all the Vegemons are actually very, very weak, even though they're champions.
No, it was definitely interesting to see the Red Vegemon being kind of like almost strong and not just kind of a throwaway, throws poop, kind of just gets beaten up.
Yeah.
I mean, it did get beaten up. Did get beaten up by babies.
It did get beaten up by babies, but that's because it is a weak champion.
Yes.
And I'm glad that that's sort of kept its through line through Digimon media, just in general. Hi, Togemon.
I'm just doing all the things that I do. Like, it was either that or start shuffling my Zafaga deck, but that is a little... Actually, no, this makes noise when I jiggle it. I probably shouldn't touch that either.
Okay.
Where's the finger puppet? I'll play with the finger puppet one, because that's quiet.
Go on. Give us a little Togemon. Go on. Hey, how good. Just to match that tattoo that would have normally been on the OnlyFans and Patreon content, but there it is for the VOD watchers now.
Yeah. I've had this for yonks. I've had this like...
Yeah.
I think the podcast had been going for about 2 or 3 years when I got this one. I can't remember. Yeah. But continue. We were dunking on Vegemon.
Vegemon being able to remove its arms and turn them into weapons was not something on my bingo card.
I don't think
awesome.
I don't think that's like happened in media before, where Red Vegemon can just like Punmon itself, like rip off a part of its body and just use it. Like, that was kind of cool, because I guess I guess the plant Digimon could do that. Like, that would I mean, not maybe logically I didn't think it would be that fast, but
yeah, he's definitely got some of Piccolo's regeneration cells in him, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But like, being able to be like, you know what, my tamer is going to beat you up using my arm. Snap.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That opens up a lot of very interesting pathways for Vegemon to be very interesting later on. But I think they actually made a very terrible Digimon very interesting in this episode.
Absolutely, and I really appreciate the use of how you're feeling when you give birth to your Digimon will determine how they take that form. But at the end, it's also like you can by feeding it your e-pulse, it can change the evolution path, I guess was the insinuation at the end, or at least you can change their personality. Because it was born into this red Vegemon because he was having this desire for revenge and he had all these negative thoughts. It still evolved to Mushroomon, like that is still his like level 3 partner, but because he had those feelings, it evolved into red Vegemon. So I really hope they come back and Nyokimon has maybe evolved back to Chamblemon because he's given it like his genuine e-pulse rather than just him being spiteful and thirsty for revenge. Like
I will say, very upset that he had yellow for like the gold or earth.
It should be great.
It should have been the wood, I'll be honest. But you know what? That's a nitpick on my part, just because I'm assuming that they're still playing by those rules when we have 2 people with purple, and I'm trying not to be salty about it. Or it's a very dark blue, and I'm stupid. Either way, I'm just sort of like, argh. But we also got the thing that Toma fed the in-training Digimon, so now we know it's not just Kyo that's feeding them at Norinzo. Everybody's getting a little turn on the I am the baby snack machine. We got Gecko singing a lullaby,
that
which was
so
freaking
cute.
adorable.
Oh, that was just precious.
Loved
Yo,
it.
he's not singing well. He's just just making noises. Like,
yeah, I mean, that's the best his one brain cell can do. He's a Newton's cradle, but there's only one ball.
Yeah.
He's just waiting for the other one to come and hit it. You know, seeing Pristimon and Kiropmon sort of do their own things and sort of they get explored as their own characters in this episode a little bit.
Yeah, and they were
making
separate.
them a little less one note.
Yeah, like being separate from your partner human is not done that often in Digimon, but I really like whenever that happens because it's like, oh, they're actually their own separate being. They're not joined at the hip. They don't have to be wherever the human is. But it is also nice to see that the humans are kind of taking turns being the watchers and the Digimon are just kind of helping out because it gives them something to do. Yeah.
I'm kind of glad that the Mushroom Boys became bodyguards of the woods for Norinzo, which is kind of cool. Like, that's obviously their strong element. Like, we've seen them do their mushroom-based ambushes before.
Yep.
In the city, right? In the Bay Area, right? So, like, clearly, they're mushrooms out of their element. Now that they can be in the woods and defend Norinzo, they're probably going to be able to upscale their powers a lot more because you're just going to see random mushrooms and not think that they're Digimon attacks, right? So, like, I'm looking forward to maybe a siege of Norinzo as, like, a massive turn that happens in the show. Like, maybe the Gokuamon tamer comes in and just tries to knock them all out or something crazy like that happens.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the Mushroom Boys are actually able to put up a pretty serious fight considering their power level because they've got, like, an environmental bonus.
Yeah.
I might be just way off mark there, but, like, there is an opportunity for that to be explored. If it doesn't get explored, I'm not going to be mad. But, like, that is cool. That is something to note.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also just surprised that Norinzo came back as well, in addition to the Mushroom Gang. So, like, I absolutely think that we can see them both return, both Norinzo and the Mushroom Gang, and I'm looking forward to that, just because like I also want to see how the Nyokimon evolves. If it's going to be a red Vegemon that's nice now, or if it's actually going to have a branching evolution path. Like, I guess
it would be cool to see him be a Woodmon.
Yeah, or like that means that we do actually have a dark evolution in Digimon BeatBreak, but it's not the Gekomon dark evolution that a lot of people were expecting. It's just the red Vegemon. That's the dark evolution of the season.
There is also the Mimicmon earlier, so like we do have that precedent already set.
Yeah.
And maybe the Ramon, if you really want to stretch it out a little bit. That really felt more like toxic masculinity plus depression rather than like vindictive rage.
Yeah.
So Dark Digivolution just seems to be cool. You went from being a data type to being a virus type. There seems to be some measure of distinction in that.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. I don't mind it.
Yeah. No, it does continue on with that. The personality of the Digimon or the way they act is dependent on the owner's e-pulse.
Yep. But like, I really enjoyed the episode. I had fun. It was very funny to see it get very slapstick comedy at the end.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was cool, though.
Yeah, like the baby in training Digimon had learnt enough that idle bubble can interfere with the physics of the world, which is something I thought it was too weak to do, so that's funny.
And the swords, the Digimon with like horns or swords on their heads, like at the bottom of the ice slide to poke him. Yeah.
That was so funny.
Not to like damage him, but just kind of hold him in place so they could get the poison mushroom in his mouth. Like that was, you know, it's a little bit of that tactics that Digimon BeatBreak has really been a fan of so far, but it's also just kind of cute to see, but it's also funny to see, so it's nice to sort of go in that different angle. It was still kind of felt like more of a filler episode, so I guess I wasn't too wrong in my prediction that it's just filler, but I ended up liking it a lot more than I thought I would. Like, Guz and I were hanging out yesterday, and I was like, I don't think it's going to be a good episode tomorrow, as in today, but, you know, that means that I can only be impressed by it. And I was like, oh, it's okay. Like, I liked it. Like, yay. Yay for having low expectations for Digimon.
I mean, I thought we were going to get a training arc. In a way, we kind of did, but it wasn't for the main team. Right? But we, you know, some of the world got fleshed out and it was enjoyable. And I think, you know, if you're going to have quote-unquote filler, because, like, I think this is just... I don't think there's a manga for it to be filler, traditionally speaking. Yeah,
but Digimon has had filler or, like, less important episodes before.
Yeah, but, like, it didn't really feel like that. It just sort of felt like a fun, the team is actually in danger kind of thing. Like, Red Vegimon's plan was pretty successful, if we're going to be honest.
Yeah, but except for the meddling babies.
Yes, those damn meddling kids.
Yeah.
Although Red Veggie only got like 1 experience point for each one he knocked out, so that's why he probably didn't get too powerful.
True. But in terms of
what about you, dude? What did you enjoy?
I really liked the Postmon flashback. Like, I thought that was kind of cool. We have a little quick glimpse into glimpse. What is that word? What is the word that I'm trying to find? Glance?
I don't know, man.
Glimpse. I think it's glimpse. I don't know. I'm not a dictionary. But we had a looky look. I'll use that instead because a
squiz.
A little bit of a squiz at Reina's personality and kind of how she was before and how she is with Postmon. This is when Postmon, I guess, was jobbing for the first time. So she was like, first job, who this? Like, but also it kind of gives us a glimpse, squiz, looky look at maybe why Reina does seem to job a lot is because they don't back down. They move forward even if they're scared because of those words. So that might be why they kind of do tend to job, because they, like, we'll just keep on trying our best. So that made me kind of like, okay, it's not too bad.
It's like she went to the Ash Ketchum school of just use Pikachu when in doubt.
Yeah.
And then somehow be strong enough to sometimes electrocute ground types, even though they're technically immune.
No, all I remember from the anime is that every, like, 10 or so episodes, Pikachu would be fighting a ground type, and then the solution would be put water on the ground type. Water conducts electricity. And that was, like, at least in my memory from, like, watching a show, like, 25 years ago, they kept on doing that, and they would always consistently say the phrase, water conducts electricity, so they'd break, like, a fire hydrant, not use, like, a water Pokemon.
Digimon.
Yeah.
Well, they couldn't use a water Digimon, that's for sure.
Yeah. Go, Blastoisemon. No, they would use a water, like, they wouldn't necessarily always use a water Pokemon, they would just, like, push it into a lake, or break a sprinkler system or something, and they'd be like, Pikachu, electrocute the water! Like, it's just...
So what you're remembering there is the gym battle between Ash and Brock.
Yeah, but
where he does set off the fire sprinklers on the Onix.
Yeah, but it'd be more than one. Like, it was definitely more than once, because I remember it happening a lot. But... Yeah, but,
like, that's Reina's mentality is, this is a losing matchup, it's only a losing matchup if I lose, and then she loses, and she's like, damn, that's crazy.
Better luck next time, I guess.
Like, bro, like, what are you doing?
But yeah, so I really like that quick kind of flashback. I also liked the Kyo being the team mom at the end, where he's just like, hey, mushroom boys, if you mess up, haha, I'll murder you. Like,
Yeah.
I loved that part so much. The babies were cute. I'm really looking forward to the next time on. That seems like it could be fun, and it looks really well animated too, judging by the preview.
Yes.
So I'm prepared to eat my words there, where I end up not liking it, but the next time on has me hype.
I did like the bold animation keyframes where the leader of the mushroom gang like pulls back the red veggie arm to go to smack the like Gekomon and friends. And there's like just this flash of like no, we're putting in strong dynamic lines, and then I'm gonna beat the crap out of these incapacitated children. And then gets clocked by an infant, which is hilarious.
Yeah, pretty much. Do you have any more highlights? Because I think that was about it. You basically listed a few of mine anyway.
Yeah, I mean, look, I was just surprised. I had a really fun time. Filler or no, this was just a really fun episode.
Yeah, agreed. So lowlights, I do have one. And it's something I mentioned just at the start of the recording, but Gekomon was poisoned, but Pristimon and Kirotmon weren't. Yeah. I don't know why they didn't break free.
They couldn't beat break free.
They couldn't beat break free. They didn't want to be free.
No, they couldn't.
No.
They have to find their own beat, and Gekomon has found a beat, and it was allowing him to break through.
Yeah.
I mean, I already gave an actual somewhat serious answer at the start, so...
Yeah. But, like, I just...
So there's that.
I felt like they didn't seem to struggle. They were just kind of lying there accepting their fate, which...
Cool, so we know that they're bottoms.
No. Which, like, I'm surprised that at least, like, Pristimon didn't, like, try to break through. Like, I'm pretty sure she can still, like, shoot some bullets from her at some point. She didn't kind of try.
No.
I don't know why. I mean, it makes sense that only one was, poisoned because that was the one they were going to Cold Heart first. But I don't know why they didn't just, get ahead of it and poison all three of them. Because in my head, that would make more sense. Like, I wouldn't have this as something I immediately noticed of, like, wait, they could break free the entire time? I thought the babies were going to free him or something.
I mean, Red Vegemon in this episode showed a level of intellect which we hadn't really seen before, and the use of their own sort of detachable, regrowable plant
which
arms
is so
in a way
cool.
that... Yeah, in a way that hasn't been explored before. Because they did so much in one direction that was incredibly positive, I think they had to roll that back just a smidgen, because otherwise they may not have actually come through that fight. So I'm kind of glad that Red Veggie kind of got sloppy because it had to keep convincing the humans to do more evil.
Yeah.
It really had to try. So,
Do you have
you know
any
what? I'll take it.
Okay. Do you have any lowlights?
No, but I mean, I like the scene where they bend it like Beckham, and it's just literally just freeze frames
The
of
headbutting,
the headbutt chain, which is actually kind of funny because it's like, look, teamwork. What happens when the team works together?
They make the dream work.
Sadly the pro tag team didn't see that.
No, we didn't even have Kirotmon try to paralyze Echo the Vines.
No, he just used curious eyes and got way too close for his own good.
Yeah, he was like, curious eyes. Oh, humans in there. That's not suspicious at all. I'm just going to get closer and have a look instead of just jump the gun and paralyze Echo.
I'm sorry, why doesn't he have their very, very noticeable silhouette saved somewhere in his little digital brain?
Yeah, I felt like that didn't kind of check out for how, like, smart we've seen Kirotmon before. Like, maybe it's just Makoto who helps him be analytical, but if they're meant to be like mirrors of each other, it's kind of like it feels a little bit out of character that he would just be kind of a little bit thick. Like, you've got curious eyes, you can literally see their, like, through what they're hiding in. Just your response shouldn't be get closer, it should be that is suspicious.
I mean, even if there was like a little bit of dialogue where it's just like, I can see movement in the trees, but I need to get closer to use curious eyes to see like the heat or thermal imaging of anything nearby, right? Like, just give us something
or like,
to be like,
someone
to fly in that close in order to see them. So why doesn't he see the red veggie? Well, he doesn't see it because it's not outputting thermal energy because it's a plant, right? Like, so there's like all this sort of weird stuff which could have created
these people need help. Like, do these people need help? I'll take a look. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. There could have been like a line that made that less kind of like a little bit silly to me, but
Yeah.
that's more or less it for my lowlights. A favorite character. Who was your favorite character?
Gekomon.
Yeah, true. Mine's Poyomon. The little baby that could.
I can't like Poyomon, and here's a reason, right? And maybe someone else out there will know, but there's this very, very, very skilled YouTube animator called Terminal Montage.
Yep.
And he does some incredible animations about speed runs and, you know, who would win in certain battles and things of that nature. And he has a bunch of videos, or I should say they, because I don't really know, but they've got these videos with Kirby in them.
Yep.
And all Kirby does, and somehow the Kirby has morphed into like this Christian warrior of good in their versions of the animation. All Kirby says is Poyo.
Huh.
And then whips out like a cross and then just beats the crap out of a demon.
That's funny.
And this entire episode, when I kept hearing Poyomon go, Poyo, 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 all I could think of was a YouTube animator just running around with crazy speedruns and meme edits, and it was just the funniest thing.
That's cute.
It is. It's insane, but you'll love it.
Yeah, what was my ranking? My ranking out of 5 was 3.5, apparently. What's yours? Your ranking?
I'm definitely in the neighborhood of 3.
Yeah, yep, that is totally fair. I was like kind of jumping around between 3 and 3.5, but I gave last week's episode a 3, and this one I definitely enjoyed more, so it's kind of like a 3 point. It's in the 3.5 area for me. But
you know what?
Yep.
Get me one of them. Give me a 3.7. You know what?
Wow,
that's 3.7.
Yeah, okay. I will write that down. I don't know
because
why.
I like the Mushroom Boys. They had a lot of fun. I didn't hate the episode. We got something that we were all kind of expecting. Something completely different. And again, the show is showing us more subversions, more revisions, more things that it is doing differently when you compare it to sort of, again, very limited Digimon stuff that I've seen compared to yourself, Kobe. But like, we're getting this in a more traditional anime kind of thing where we're getting those characters that were introduced now having new context, new value.
Oh yeah, the arm ripping
building on
was very cool.
Yeah.
Like that was
even the Mushroom Boys becoming basically muscle for a nursery. Like that's awesome, right? Like we're not just throwing these characters away, which going back on a lot of these episodes and even in the comments section of some of the other podcasts, you will see people expressing their concerns, being like, oh, I hope such and such comes back. I hope this person comes back. I hope. That hope seems to have been recognized and already folded into the show. They're not wasting anyone they introduce.
Yeah, which is cool. Great. Because, again, I really want to see Hiroko again. Like, I thought that was, like, that whole dynamic was really cool with her and Shademon.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, oh, we're probably not going to see, like, the random one-off characters. And I thought that we weren't going to see the Mushroom Gang again because they felt like more on the gag character kind of side. We already had them come back, so it was kind of like, oh, I can't imagine them coming back. But then they came back, and if we see Narinso again, we're probably going to see them again. Hopefully. Yeah. But no, it is nice to have like the once-off gag characters come back. But in any case, let's move on to Pondering, Postmon Pat, and predictions. So, Postmon Pat, first up on the YouTubes, we have Zero Unit Digital Monster, who says one thing that they found fine. I'm going to try that with vowels this time. One thing that they found strange is that Tactics is supposed to be a group of soldiers trained to accomplish their mission at any cost. So why did Hotoroko hesitate to use children as bait for the Digimon? Perhaps some of the members were on the team out of necessity rather than choice. And yet that is a good choice. Why can't I make words? Yes. That is kind of a good point there, because we've kind of shown that a lot of the world, especially outside of the Shangri-La egg, isn't kind of in a good place. They're kind of a little bit in poverty. Like, think of the majority of the world in both Hunger Games and in real life. Like, a lot of the places are just slums. So, you know, maybe this is like one of those jobs that they can get if they're not super high achievers that go to the Shangri-La egg. So maybe it is a necessity.
Yeah, there's definitely a gulf between the haves and the have-nots. And I think that gulf has been intentional in rebuilding the world because, again, this is a dystopia. We can't continue to forget that just because we see really cool dinosaurs doing laser beams and things.
Yes.
Right? There is that gulf that is created deliberately to force people to submit to their eggs, to become their ideal versions of themselves, to then go to those eggs and to do the things. And you can't do that without dangling the massive carrot that are these massive egg installations where all the rich, healthy, wonderful people get to go. It's you can only be here if you do what we tell you.
Yep.
Everyone else has to struggle and fight. And maybe there's like a few that are sort of safe in like the pseudo middle class, which I think we saw with Hitomi very early on. Like, she had a fairly regular anime kind of setup, but it was so nondescript. You were just like, yeah, it's already gone in my mind. She had a normal kind of looking apartment when we see her mum cooking dinner and she gets bit by the Hyemon. She has a normal looking bedroom. For all intents and purposes, she is the girl next door.
Yes.
And she's probably just maybe safe because of her family's income at that point. But everybody else is very clearly begging and fighting for scraps.
Yes. And yeah, the people that have born the Digimon obviously can't go to the Shangri-La egg because they have a law against it there. So if you have a Digimon and you don't want to like surrender it in order to have you keep your place in the Shangri-La egg, you're basically forced to be a cleaner. And maybe the tactics team, they pay really well. So it's kind of like you do this job because you have to, not because you want to.
Yeah.
Next we have, I don't know if it's Maurice art or more Ice Heart, but
more rice
heart. I'm sorry, I'm really sorry if I butchered your name. They say, no lie, they gotta say that they love the new evolution for Monodramon. Absolutely agree.
Yes.
I also, in general, I've mentioned this so often, but I'm going to mention it a million more times, I'm sure. I love when they give new evolutions to old Digimon. Like, Monodramon has been around in the franchise for, like, 25 years or so.
Yeah.
So, it's great that we're just, like, we're not giving it its normal evolution, or its expected evolution, which is Strike Dramon. We're not giving it a Digimon that it looks like it could become. We're giving it a brand new evolution, which is just it's just great because it's something I'm not expecting to see. So I love when that happens.
Oh yeah.
So they love how the episode ends. The build up to the moment of Raito getting his ass handed to him due to his own mistakes was fantastic, agreed. And the punch he got felt so right, LOL, agreed.
Yep.
And they also are currently drawing the new Monodramon evolution. They hope that they can finish it up by the end of the week. If you have, and if you do, please go onto the LostinTranslationmon Discord server if you haven't already and post it in the Arty Farty channel because I would love to see it because I love Dragon Digimon so much and Dinosaur Digimon and Reptiles, so...
And if you're not feeling like Discord, feel free to just tag Kobe.
Yeah, tag
on
it
Twitter.
on the interwebs. I will hunt it down because I do.
Or you could even tag me using the link on that TV there in the corner at Guz_substitute.
I'm pointing to it now. Okay, there we go.
You're trying.
I don't know why I was like acting like the camera's here on this monitor where I'm looking at you, but it's actually here on this monitor. But I need to get two ones that move depending on where my eyes are. That would be haunting and would make a lot of people motion sick, I'm sure. Anyway, so Nexus VFD says that Tomoro needs to take a lesson from the TK school of swinging at a tamer instead of just letting his Digimon do all the battling. Gosh, I love when the human characters in Digimon just decide to punch each other. It always is so satisfying. Like, the amount of times Ken got punched in Digimon Adventure 02 is like at least 3 because TK punches him, Davis does, Yoli slaps him, I'm pretty sure. I know I still count that. She slaps Hikari, but like my brain, unless it's a false memory, is saying that Yoli has punched or slapped Ken, but yeah.
Well, look, they're married with kids. I know she has.
No, I think they have a good. I think they have a good relationship. Unless they're.
I'm saying this is more bedroom stuff, not like they're having a domestic.
I think they're like a lavender marriage.
that Ken secretly gay for Davis, and they like meet up on weekends and fuck.
No, that was confirmed in the, not confirmed, but hinted at.
That's very strong.
in Kizuna, because Yoli was like, "Hey, you guys done flirting now? Like, come on, we have like, you know, the big bad to beat." But and also Yoli was in fact fantasizing about Mimi in Digimon Adventure 02, and like in like they put themselves in like Utena kind of animation. But in any case, back onto the Postmon Pat, because it is very warm in here. Yep. It
is, and I do want to say that Tomura should definitely get a gun like TK did and just start blasting.
Again, I'm going to defeat you with the power of friendship and this gun that I found. Like,
I've just loaded friendship now with a fresh clip already.
Yeah,
to go.
It's just a bullet that has friendship written on it. Like,
it's like missing half its vowels.
Next we have Eduardo, who says that we seem really down on this episode. They don't consider it to be deserving of being called subpar. And, like, Guz and I spoke about this yesterday, and we were just saying it's subpar in terms of how much we've been enjoying BeatBreak as a whole. Like, we've been enjoying a lot of it, so comparatively, last week's episode felt less good to the other episodes, but it was still okay in terms of all of Digimon.
It was still a very good episode. Like, don't get me wrong, the animation was great. Seeing the tactics of Team Tactics,
the new
enjoying
Digimon,
all the Naruto references, right? There was a lot of really good stuff there. It just felt a bit weak to us compared to the other episodes.
Yes,
like this is probably if we were to compare this to like something like Frontiers,
I was literally thinking that.
Yeah,
like it's a 5. It's a 5.
Yeah, like even some of the original, like without the nostalgia glasses, like even some of the original Digimon episodes from season 1 and season 2 and even Tamers, this still probably beats out a lot of those.
Yes, I would absolutely agree.
Yeah. So like it's literally because we're having to do this within most of the context being Digimon BeatBreak.
Yeah.
Rather just keep it there, rather than compare it to too many things, because we already bring in One Piece enough as it is, and I'm pretty sure Beppo was the voice of one of those mushroom boys, because all I kept hearing was Captain.
I think that
was just doing my head in.
I think Lazy Crocodile confirmed that one week. I can't remember. I know someone was Beppo. But yeah, I mean, even if we compare this episode to something, like, or last week's episode rather, to something from a more recent season, like Colin, it absolutely is better than, I want to say, like, the majority of episodes of Colin. Like, 99% of the episodes of Colin, last week's episode was better than. But yeah, it's just in terms of our own enjoyment of BeatBreak so far. But,
so sorry to give you the wrong impression there. I mean, that must be on us, obviously, because we did a little miscommunicating there. But no, it's just in the vacuum of BeatBreak itself.
Yes. But, like, yeah, if we compared every episode to every episode of Digimon ever...
God, 5s across the board, mate. What are you talking?
Yeah, but we would also be here for 7 hours if we went through every single episode every single week.
Watch me.
You haven't even watched some seasons of Digimon as it is.
Oh, no, but for a 7-hour podcast every single week, watch me. I'd inhale a season in a week. Watch me go, son.
Oh, that'd be so funny. Don't threaten me with a good time. But
I will.
They continue on to, let's be honest, Glowing Dawn got lucky. Tactics 7 clearly shown that they are better, more competent, teamwork and skilled. In fact, they could have won if they were not, in fact, their boss picked a fight and Kyo and Raidu disobeyed orders by watching the fight instead of moving. They were both at fault, so he berated them and later hitting him. And since only their boss had the ability to open the exit to the mirror world, yet their egos cost them the win, and Glowing Dawn pulling a win thanks to both Kyo and Tomoro. Ironically, the counterparts, however, it's clear that Glowing Dawn as a group needs serious training, and Reina has been clearly using Wolfamon Champion as a crutch, and has a lot of versatility with the champion with missiles. And that's something else about this week. We get a flashback to where Wolfamon was strong and was like threatening to the Mushroomon. So
God, that stance was still so good.
It was so good.
You know what I mean?
But they also
with the flamethrower, the bullets, and the extending claws. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm reading the comment now as well.
Yeah, and lastly, there's a correction to something Guz said about Night Kirotmon did not one-shot Shademon fused with Haruko, only stood in front of Makoto. Shademon himself stopped and pleaded with Haruko to stop. That's how they did the fight, and Kirotmon barely did anything, and yeah, that is fair.
I mean, the boomerang definitely did some work. The batarang.
Yeah.
Like, it was basically the easiest one shot in the world.
It was the power of friendship and also this gun. Like,
yes.
Which I like, because I hate the, we won by just being friends and talking down the bad guy. I don't like that. But if it's we talked down the bad guy a little bit and then we shot him, like, which...
Yeah, technically that's still more of a win than what we've seen Reina have.
Yeah.
Like, even if Knight Kirotmon only threw a Batarang and then one shot a basically knocked down, incapacitated enemy because it kind of stopped moving for a minute. At that point in that conversation, because we were talking about Reina and Mikado's wins, it's still more than what she's had.
Yeah.
And that makes it worse. It makes it sadder.
Next, we have Dash Reinvent, who says that they're curious that Granite's Ludamon did not evolve. And I'm wondering if that's going to happen next week, or either next week or the week after, because in the preview we have Granite and Reina being lost or stuck somewhere.
Yeah, I wonder if this has got something, just in general, to do with the lore of the Legend Arms Digimon. Like, do they need to fuse? Does he need a Duramon or whatever it is? Like, is that something that he requires, or is Ludamon now going to get its own line?
It does have its own line.
Like,
Tia Ludamon.
Ludo.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but like, obviously the end point of that is the Ragnar Lordmon, at least in the TCG it is. And that requires that DNA, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but it does have its own line.
Yeah, but like...
But I would like to see more new Digimon.
Yes, that's also where I'm at with this. Like, I don't want this Granite kid to then need his mate to come in so that they can DNA into Ragnar Lord, because it would just give me Frontiers vibes. But more to the point of, like, we could do something new with Ludo, which I think would be really, really fun.
Yes, like, please, I'll be fine if it's Tia Ludo, but yeah, I would also just love to see more new Digimon. It is just...
Because at the very least, now that we know that there's a BeatBreak starter deck in the TCG, and that Proganamon is also within BeatBreak itself, there would be support for Ragnar Lordmon via Granite, which would actually probably be very sorely sought after by those people who still want that deck to work.
Yes. Oh my gosh, is that going to be the next annoying meta deck? Like, also,
it was for a minute.
Also, if we get the Proganamon card, more rock support. Oh.
Yep.
Next.
I hate sand. It's coarse and it gets everywhere in the meta.
Next we have Digital Hazard, who says their main thought was how close it felt. Speaking of rocks, we have close. That was a bad joke. It sounded so much better in my head. For the 5 people who thought that was funny, actually, that's being generous. For the 1 person who thought that was not entirely unfunny, thank you very much, and I appreciate your watching.
I think it's literally just because I'm reading the comment as you're reading it out loud.
Yeah, so they thought how close it felt that we were going to visit the dark vibes with Gekomon Armalizamon, down and out of energy, Tomura getting mad at not getting the Sapo Tama, and hearing that it was on purpose. It really felt that we would get a push to Dark Evolution, but no, Friendship and Magic Missile. And yeah, the Friendship and the gun that I found, like, always. Next we have Kelsey, who says that Armalizamon and Tomura were so cool, they worked together so well because they were determined to save the older brother of the boy. That's what I did like about last week's episode, the parallels of older brother protecting the younger brother. Like, that was nice.
Yeah.
Next we have Lazy Croconaw with the One Piece. Bingo! The old guy.
The man himself.
The mon
Lazy
himself.
baby.
The one old guy who's the leader of the Big Five is Blackbeard. There, ha 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 ha.
No shot, really? Oh my god, he's everywhere now.
Yeah, we cannot escape. About the episode, fairly standard, but makes sense why it was like that. And There With You, Raito getting punched was a highlight, which is mostly for that he used the kid as a bait and being a little bitch. Next episode seems like it's going to be fairly standard, so let's hope Reina stops jobbing and starts getting W's. Technically, she didn't lose in this episode, but Pristimon did get captured.
Yeah, Pristimon got absolutely slapped. And it was a little unfair, I think, because Pristimon was just like, oh no, a smoke signal. Is someone in danger? It's like, someone could be camping in those woods, man. Why'd you even leave the house?
Just, they're doing it well because the Kirotmon hadn't come back yet, and Pristimon was worried, so they went to investigate. Which I don't think is too bad.
They got a little snapped up there. They got clubbed and it's crazy.
They were just a little bit tied up in something. Ha 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 ha.
Got him.
Next we have Gunmetal Gator, who says that this episode kind of made Amelissamon their favourite champion stage ever. I actually really like it.
Yeah.
It only took the Kaiju Lizard to go dual blade multiple times for them to be sold. Gekomon, you must be the rookie in a new Digimon game and must play him. I really hope.
Have you heard of the TCG?
Yeah, it is coming to TCG at least.
Oh, actually, because we are getting the Time Stranger DLC. I wonder if there's going to be a BeatBreak tie-in.
I would love that, but also I also would like some of the new Digimon from any like other things as well to be into it. I, however, can't imagine like because that would require like a lot of time in advance, and I would assume that they've kind of planned it out as of like years ago when they were first working on the game. So
Yeah.
it's probably not going to be anything too new, considering the newest mons in Time Stranger are like 5 or 6 years old. Like we've got the Bonds.
Like Parallelmon and that. Yeah.
Parallelmon's not new.
Yeah, I know, but it was in the reference book.
It was only added into the reference book like almost 30 years after it first showed up in something.
Yeah.
Like, sucks to be Parallelmon. But
Yep.
in any case, next up we have Ignited Quills. Gekomon being in samurai films was a highlight in this episode. Yeah, it was a nice touch.
I loved it.
Especially when considering how he used that to beat Ramphamon. Tomura also did the right thing with saving the older brother, as it reminded him of his own situation. Raito was a dick, which I think we've all like we all agree on at this point. For letting the older brother have cold heart syndrome, and then even his teammates questioned this, but it did motivate Tomura. So
Yes.
Not a terrible idea, I guess.
And he has actually been historically difficult to motivate. He is a stubborn little Sasuke.
Yeah, he's brother motivated. Anyway, they like how Glowing Dawn won't always lose. It's better than how certain series causes the main character to lose for a good 9 episodes. Yeah. Yeah.
However, I did find that to be my favorite part of Frontiers, because I was like, yeah, power of friendship doesn't work. Get beat on by 2 space twinks, and then they feed Satan. It's just really funny.
Yeah. And lastly, they say that they saw someone's analysis saying that Tactic 7 is right to an extent, where Reina is trying to do a finisher like Hyobit fails, where Makoto rarely ever fights and Tomura needs to control his emotions more. But nonetheless, Tactic 7 is still imperfect, which is still good writing-wise, especially as their foils to Glowing Dawn.
Yes.
And those are the comments.
I know you missed one.
Wait, did I?
You missed one.
Did I miss one?
From Ink Chariot 6147.
Hang on. Oh, somehow I just scrolled.
Dull sword style.
Yeah. I love Gekomon so much.
He's such a little dude.
I love Gekomon. He's like, yeah. And I love, like, Tomura, like, well-actuallying him, and Gekomon just doesn't care. Like, at all.
Yeah.
But in any case, that is it for the comments. Great, Evernote has decided to not let me open it by clicking on it, so I can never wrap this podcast up, unfortunately. I need to get my segment guide, which is... Now there it is. Now I can wrap up the podcast. So thank you. Wait, no. I can't, because I missed something. So next week's episode is called episode 16. It's not called episode 16. Oh, it's called Where I Belong. It's episode 16. I don't like it gets really warm in this room, and I don't want to turn a fan on because it
will distort the audio.
Yeah, it will distort the audio. So I do have a window that is open. So if you hear the noise of bins being like walked down the shared driveway, it's because it's bin day tomorrow. But so yeah, it's very hot, so my brain's no work. So before we wrap this up,
mine never works.
Next week's episode is episode 16, Where I Belong. We kind of already spoke about our predictions for this, but do we have any thoughts?
I'm jealous. I want to be surrounded by the snow in winter. So
me too.
Especially because like it's going to be what, like 36 or something like that on the Sunday.
Yep.
For us.
Yep, pretty sure. I saw that and I was like, oh, gross. I am just not going to wear clothes to Nats. That's my opponent's problem, not mine.
I would advise against. If I could get an advice. Alright, so it's going to be 31 degrees. Hold on. For the Celsius. Hold on.
But we have to be careful to talk about weather, because whenever anyone talks about weather, like on the internet to anyone from any other place in the world, they'll be like, "Oh, you think that's cold? You think that's hot? Come to insert country or insert city or insert state here, and you'll be surprised." Like,
come to Australia, I dare you.
I'm gonna put them in Alice Springs. If you think that's hot, Alice Springs exists. And there's nothing to do, just die from the heat. Like,
there is a town that we have here, right? It's called Kobias. It's in South Australia. Right?
Yeah.
There are no street level houses. They're actually all underground because it gets too hot. That is not a joke. You can Google it. It's a great place.
Yeah.
It actually has the world's first underground church because it was literally built subterranean.
It's like, it feels like the surface of the sun. And in like a similar extent, there are like long roads in like
that go nowhere.
They go nowhere because they're in the middle of nowhere. You're between nowhere and nowhere. So they have like signs with skulls on them, which means you are entering PvP enabled area. You are entering the RuneScape wilderness. Like, if you don't have a long ranged petrol tank, don't continue.
Yeah, no, you will not make it to the other side.
Like,
you need to be stocked up before continuing.
You need provisions. You need basically as much water as possible. Like, you need to and you will die if you don't have the provisions. So they just kind of have you are literally entering the PvP enabled area. Like,
because if you got something that someone wants and they need to actually get it to get out of there, it's a Mad Max situation.
Yeah, which I'm pretty sure it's out where they filmed one of the Mad Maxes.
Yeah, they do a lot of that out there.
Yeah, it's Silverton, I believe it's called. Which
Kobias where they did Pitch Dark or Pitch Black, one of the Riddick films.
Oh yeah, Pitch Black. I think it's Pitch Dark.
Yeah,
but I was gonna say Pitch Perfect. Like that's definitely not. I know the movie you're thinking of.
Well, it was definitely not Pitch Perfect. But for anybody international, 31 degrees Celsius turns out to be about 87.8 Fahrenheit, which is a lot. And recently we had a heat wave of 40 plus down here, which was 104 degrees Fahrenheit and above.
Yeah.
And the difference down here, at least in Australia, is we don't have the ozone as strong as it is in other countries. So the sun actually will microwave burn and kill you.
Yes.
Like, skin cancer is a very real thing that pops up here because of how intense the sun is.
Yeah.
So if you're like, oh, I've been out in 40 degree equivalent weather, like 104 degrees, and it's been fine, the sun's just sort of very gently warmed my skin.
Yep.
You're a freak. I love that for you.
Yeah.
But down here, it will kill you. I have met people from Africa and various parts, different islands around the equator and that, and they're like, Australia is fucking hot.
Yeah.
You're more than welcome to come here and prove me wrong.
It is like the intensity of the sun. Like, it's the UV rating as like not just the number temperature, because there's also a point where like you go outside when it's 40 plus and for a second you're like, it's not too bad. Like, you can go out at 37 and you go, this is so hot, and then you go out like the next day when it's like 44 or 45 and you're like, it's not that bad, and then like the sun just goes hi from behind a cloud and you're like, oh, never mind, I want to die.
My favorite part is like when you're in aircon all day and you have like this gentle cover of like cold air around you.
Yeah.
You actually feel it dissipate from where the sun hits you.
Yeah.
Like, this barrier of cold is literally ripped away from you.
Or my favorite experience in summer is when like I'm walking around, it's hot outside, I'm like, okay, and I go into like a shop that is like not just like running aircon but is blasting it, and then I just pass out. I just go, oh dear. And that's happened like so many times. It's just like, what? It is not a fun feeling when you go from like they need to have like an airlock where it's like kind of like room temperature of like maybe 20 degrees or 25 degrees or something, like just a little bit like, or maybe like something that's between the two temperatures, just like a depressurization chamber, so you don't go from like 50 degrees to like 19 degrees and you just fall over. Anyway, so BeatBreak.
Anyway, no, that was my fault. But like, I really like the I like to see the Rainer and the Ludo. They're in the snow, Mad Jelly as established. I do think it's kind of cool they're going up against the abominable Goatmon.
Moosemon.
Sure.
It's Hawkmon with the Digimental of not friendship, hope.
Hope.
Yeah.
Well, I hope Rainer comes out of this with a new Digivolution.
Spoiler. What if it's Moosemon?
Oh, sorry. We just got revealed the Blackbeard.
Yes, of course.
There we go.
Thank you for that.
The one laugh I can do very well for One Piece.
The one laugh is real.
The one laugh is real.
Oh, please do the Whitebeard laugh. Like the Whitebeard laugh sends me every single time because it's like it's like this like it's like he sounds like he's choking on water as he laughs. Like it's the laugh that just obliterates me as a person every single time. Or Caesar Clowns. That's
not me literally just looking this up and he goes
yeah, see, I told you, it just sends me like there's two different kind of laughs that I like. I like the ones that are really fun to say, like Caesar Clowns, like shit.
I cannot stand that.
I couldn't stand it, and then I found myself just saying it randomly, and I'm like, all is forgiven, Mr. Clown. But
it's the same.
No, it's yeah, I told you, it's a good laugh. It's just like it just breaks me.
He does sound like a drunk cancer patient when he laughs.
that is oddly specific. But anyway, so I'm looking forward to it.
He has cancer and he gets drunk.
Yeah, I mean
that's canon.
True. Yeah, but next week's episode of Not One Piece, because I think it's on break at the moment. But it's on a BeatBreak. It's on a BeatBreak. Next week's episode does seem exciting. I do hope that it feels like a part 1 of a 2-parter evolution arc.
Yep.
So I think it's going to be like a cliffhanger when Rain is in danger and Wolfermon's like, I'm too weak, I just keep on jobbing all the time. And then next week's episode, they have to like overcome something, and then they're like, but what if we just tried to Tomboy Blaze, but Tomboy bigger Blaze, like
Tomboy's Inferno. Tomboy's Inferno. No, I actually think Raina getting stuck with Ludo is probably going to break through that issue that we've been seeing with her, right? Like if she is just spamming finishes, like she is the Captain Falcon little brother that just keeps going Falcon punch and doing smash attacks.
Tomboy punch, literally.
Yeah, like instead of actually using the right move. So I think maybe her being stuck with Granite or Ludo Boy.
Yeah.
They're actually going to have to figure out how to overcome Moose Knucklemon. I don't know. And then and then try to like actually use their attacks and use that versatility with strategy that she'll be taking from maybe tactics.
That's actually a really, really good point, because in the introduction episode they had 2 of the 3 evolve, and the one that didn't was the Ludamon, but it's still got a kind of animation that teased like maybe it could evolve, but no, it's just like Ludamon just striking a pose real good.
Yeah, so got a 50% stat buff across the board. We
have a character who immediately jumps to their strongest form and does their strongest attack, but they're basically finisher, and they jump to that. Whereas we don't know if Granite can even evolve Ludamon yet, but they've been doing just fine on the level 3 rather than evolving up to champion. So that is a really interesting like team up. I'm not sure if they're going to reference that fact, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But that makes me scared whenever I look forward to an episode of Digimon, because I've had my heart broken before.
I mean, look, we haven't really been super disappointed outside of maybe the Pandamon one, typically speaking, knowing what we were getting into. Yeah. Which again, I will say, we were disappointed by that because we're going episode by episode, week by week. And one of the other episodes, I can't remember which one of the podcast, I watched it all back to back with my partner, and the Pandamon episodes feel a lot stronger when you're binge watching them, because that's how media is made to be consumed these days. So while we're doing it quote unquote old school, week by week, those gaps and those gulfs are more noticeable for us. But if you're just binging it, you're not going to see that at all. You're just going to be like, no, this is insane. It's like 5s across the board. And it's pretty hard not to feel that way as well. And I'm sure that, like, the previous episode where we meet Team Tactics and all that, and we have that little fight, I think if you're binge watching it, it's probably going to feel a lot stronger and a lot more immediate because you're not missing anything. It's all just there for you. So I'm really excited for the rewatch of this, actually in English. It's going to be so good.
When we're done with this, I'm probably going to, when all the dub is out, I'm probably going to watch it in English, like just to kind of watch it in English and see, like, if anything changed. Usually not in this day and age. They don't usually localize when they really like hard localize it, which I would consider the old dubs of like a lot of anime. They would hard localize it, as in over localize. Like they would say, oh, onigiri, rice ball? No, neither of those two things. It's like a jelly donut, for example, or a hamburger. Like that's a case of over localization, which was the case like 20, 30 years ago. But nowadays,
I had no idea why jelly donuts was so popular in anime, and then I realized that they're just rice balls, and I'm like, yeah, because those things slap.
But also, in my mind, I was like, what the hell is jelly donut? We call them jam donuts.
Down here,
yeah. So I forgot that parts of the world called them jelly. Because jelly to me is like gelatin, like aeroplane jelly, like wibbly wobbly. Like that's what it is in my mind. So I'm like, what on earth? Like, makes me want to see if I can make a donut that has like aeroplane jelly inside. It's like a reverse trifle. Like,
do it.
I mean, I can't cook for shit. I can cook trifle. That's why I said reverse trifle. It's the one dish that I can make, and it's not a dish. It's a.
I'm pretty sure you could burn toast, Kobe, if you really tried.
If I can boil some water. Technically speaking, the water is on the stove. But anyway, I'm actually going to raffle this up.
I'm going to raffle this one up right now.
Raffle this one up. No, I'm going to wrap this one up. I think it's because I'm shuffling. And I combined rap and shuffle. That's the only thing I can assume just happened with my brain. But in any case... I can
imagine us being short-circuiting now because of the heat.
Yeah, my brain is just gone. Like, I'm pretty sure we could have made this podcast 40 minutes long. But because we're just not mentally here, like in the brain zone.
So we're not mentally together. Not physically
also,
together.
We're not physically in the same room either. That would be worse.
It would, because I'd be distracted by everything behind you.
Yeah, you'd start stealing my because I have like my I get nervous every time I knock my computer because of my blue screen. Like I've got my machine Dramon's there, but anyway, I'm gonna not.
You're absolutely right to fear me.
Yeah, I feel Gilmon. Feel. I feel
buff Gilmon.
No, it's the talking one. The one but they tried to do a Furby and they did something that doesn't sound like Gilmon at all. It's horrifying. Ooh. But in any case, Gilmon Bread will steal that. But so I'm going to wrap this up rather than just saying what parts of my collection that my miscellaneous friends would like to steal. So in any case, thank you so much for watching / listening. You can contact me and stay updated. You can leave me a comment on this video on YouTube to join the conversation. And for a full list of ways to find this podcast across the internet, you can head over to my Linktree, which is linktr.ee/LostinTranslationmon. Nailed it. If you enjoy the podcast or videos or anything that I post online, you can show your support by signing up on Patreon and get some cool rewards and help me hit some milestones. And now I'm going to read out the Patreon supporters. And my brain is not doing well, so
do you want to pass it over to me?
No, I can do it. I can do it. Good luck, everyone else. So thank you to my current supporters on Patreon: Stephen Reeves, who is WildWing64 on Archive Kadawashi, Neobu, who says you should follow Chisai on Twitter at Chisai236, nailed it. Lisman, there we are, broke up in my brain there. Lisman, who is Lekman on Tumblr, there we are, tried to combine all those words. Nicholas, Magnus, Lucas, Jason105, Patrick, Jason, Shelby, Digital Hazard is on Twitch at The Digital Hazard, Tropimon, Beamon, Tamer Kasai, Big Bad, Beetleborg, Flavin, Bent Archer, Cappy, Cyber, and Voltic Halberd, nailed it, only messed up like a quarter of them, never mind. So, you can also make a donation on PayPal, which found in the description. I combined those words again, but I'm just going to roll with it. It's paypal.me.
There's a link in the description. Let's go.
What?
There's a link in the description. Let's go.
Let's go. Like, it's like it's a parody band of Linkin Park. Link in description. Also, it's another sequel to Link Between Worlds and Link to the Past. Link to the description.
Yeah, and oh my god, that would be such a good rage bait game. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're just stuck in a YouTube description box and you have to find all these, like, clicks and things. Anyway,
it's like House of 1,000 Snakes. But, yeah, spoiler alert, you're in a house and there's 1,000 snakes. I miss Flash games on browsers that made no cohesive sense. But anyway, so paypal.me/airdramon is my PayPal, but you can also donate to me at my coffee account, which is ko-fi.com/airdra. So thank you so much for listening. I apologise for my inability to put words together. Well, I probably shouldn't have done a podcast for almost 11 years if I can't put those words together. But anyway, so thank you for listening / watching. If you're watching on YouTube, do the like, comment, subscribe thing. Thank you to Guz for hanging out and talking the beat breaks with me. Guz.
Thank you for having me and allowing me to be in charge of the tangent. I was the driver on the bus all along.
The tangent train? The Trangent? Oh, that's just Frontier.
Yep, I said bus.
Yeah. Bus and trains. What are buses but trains that are not on rails and tracks? Well, I mean, some buses can be, but like, oh no, that's tram.
Yep. I'm just gonna let everybody know they can find me on Twitter and YouTube, and you can see it right there in the little TV. We've got more stuff coming up.
I'm not looking at that camera.
We're going to do a fusion dance now, are we?
Oh, I don't think that works with it. I need to look at this camera. There we are. The camera is there. Gazias.
We combined. Like to use it. Yeah. And it's literally just a bigger version of us that just sits there, eats KFC, and just rips the nastiest part. Because we're like got lactose intolerance squared.
Yeah. poor Gilmon bread.
Yeah, well, you know what? He's just going to have to take it next time we're at Sydney.
Yeah.
Or we just, make sure to get him an actual bedroom.
Yeah, true. But anyway, so you can follow Guz at the links in the little monitor there.
Or down below using the collaboration feature. Wahoo, wahoo.
Point. But yeah,
Not in the description. Dodged it.
Not the link in the description. But anyway, so again, thank you so much for listening, watching. Do the like, comment, subscribe, and of course, we'll see you in the next one. Bye!
Hooray.